I'm going to dedicate this reading to my first teacher, my first poetry teacher, first workshop teacher, Colette Inez, who passed away on January 19th of this year. A wonderful poet and a fantastic person. She actually performed in this series, I think, the third one, with Ptr Kozlowski and Dave Johnson. So, this is for Colette. In this era of walls, are there still borders? Are there still borders? More than ever. Severed head dangling from bridge in Fallujah. The man soaked in gasoline, motorbike dangling from bridge in Vienna. Are there still borders in the land of marionettes following orders? No one remembers who gave the orders or what the orders were. We just know there are borders, wires light up, pulsing laser beam. If you see security, if you see something, tell security. He will light them up, laser beam. Every man sunk in his screen, waiting for the angel flapping chicken wings. We're waiting for her to light us up. Are there still borders? More than ever. They're building once again in Fallujah, once again ground to dust, contracting chicken coops for fallen angels flapping silently across the sea. Wires light up, pulsing laser beam. Are there still borders? Look down at your screen. These are poems from my new book of poetry. I want to thank Roberto Mendoza Ayala for translating it. It's my first book of poetry, full-length book of poetry, 185 pages, in English and in Spanish. And the book launch, the first book launch, took place in Mexico City in late March and in late February and early March. This is Black is the color for Sandra Bland, who died in Wallet County, Texas. Now, she was stopped on the highway by a police officer, and she was arrested after a brief dispute, and 2 days later she was found hung in her cell. Black is the color for Sandra Bland. I am Sandra Bland. I do not feel alive. I feel like I am not dead yet. I hang on a wire in Ravenwood Jail in Waller County, Texas, stripped of my unruly black body. I was stopped on the blacktop on Highway 29 by police officer Encinia. It was black twilight. I was driving while black. Mr. Encinia asked why I was irritated. I answered the question I was asked. Mr. Encinia did not like my tone. It was black. Mr. Encinia told me to put my cigarette out. I refused. He threatened to light up my black body with his taser. I was pulled from my black car in black twilight. I protested, placed in black handcuffs, stated my black rights. $5,000 bail. Where was I going to get 5,000 black dollars? According to the autopsy report, I am hanging on a black wire in Ravenwood County Jail in Waller County, Texas, stripped of my unruly black body.
Thank you.
And we're living in the age of the predator drone. We can send the predator into other nations we're not even at war with and drop them on people who we call the bad guys. This is the new war, the automated war. A lot of people have questions about it, and a lot of people have asked questions and tried to answer them, but nobody's asked the predator what he thinks. The predator speaks. 1,000 fingers sodded fine, the bits within my brain. My master sings his tune of sight, my wires taught refrain. We survey the valley wide, the ways of rocks and man. Man and woman come and go in vectors of my scan. My master's voice, I must obey his vision, born in sigh. His tender palm upon my clutch, I cannot but reply. His fingers touch my quivering keys. My screen alights his eye. I embrace his power to know. His truth becomes my lie. I'm going to read a couple of poems not in the book. This is inspired by current events, something that happened very recently, and in fact I heard something like this just happen yesterday or today. Slaughterhouse 5 in our schools, from Parkland to Newtown to Columbine, in our schools of necessary murder, in our schools of blood on the moon. Moon that reflects the ethic of slaughter, bullets and burgers, mouth of the muse that swallows our children, while mouth of no moons drinks blood through a straw. For this is the law, my dears, this is the law. In our nation of Slaughterhouse 5, we slaughter our little buds no longer alive. Sacrifice to trigger gods, kill or be killed, where little ones march in lockdown drill. Into the mouth of the muse, open to buds, buds for the kill. Huddled in corners, code of the dead. Stuffed into closets, blood for the drill. Shrill with alarms, hurtling, code red. Now, Diane and I were in Mexico for the book launch of this book, and we were there for 2 weeks, and this is inspired by the people of Mexico who were so generous and kind to us. I cannot tell you. This is called When the River Becomes a Line, a migrant's dispatch from the border. How did our river become a line? How did our desert become a sign? Dear migrant, enter, and you will die. You will die here, a body in the sand, eyes staring, tongue bloated, arms splayed across the land, a cross not of wood, but of light, speaking, how far away is my country, and at the same time, so near. The territory where all the blood mixes, where Camilo fell and Miguel in the arc of the sun, our sun, the sun that belongs to all, so much distance along and long rivers that break our map and make the map of all, where rivers are veins of our whole body extended, and the color of the land is the blood of the fallen, who are not strangers but our brothers, where the rivers are veins and our skin the mountains. How did our river become a line? Now, the middle section of this book is mostly memories of my childhood growing up in Brooklyn, Bath Beach, not far where Patty Garrigon now lives, actually. We gave her a tour of my old neighborhood. These are poems of memory, apparitions in the mist. There are 26 of these poems. There are also poems of early New York City, memories of early New York City, but mostly of Brooklyn, 1940s and 50s. My first job was selling ice cream during the summer of 1956. I was 16 years old, selling Good Humor ice cream on the beach. Get your ice cold ice cream here. Ouch! Burnt fingers, dry ice, hawking Good Humor on sands of Coney. A nickel, a dime, a quarter, little fugitive stealing time. Hey, I can see the cyclone roaring, parachute floating down. I'm east of Eden, nothing to complain of. You're the only one who remembers. Now this is a poem of a memory of when I was 6 years old, and this is how I remember it. Me, not me. Me, not me. Along 86th Street, walking with Dad to the shoe store we go. Dad holding my hand, age 6 I am. For Dad, floor shine. For me, Buster Brown. I sit, watch Dad lacing up shiny shoe, look up, mirrors, long mirrors, everywhere. I see boy in mirror, I rise, approach him, me, not me. Reach out to touch him. Large hand grabs my arm, this boy is stealing. Boy in mirror cries out, Daddy, Daddy, me, not me. Dad rushes over, that's my son, he's not stealing. Dad takes my hand, we leave the shoe store. I look up on 86th Street, in the shadow of the L, West End line. Mirrors I see, me, not me. I'm just going to do 2 more of these memory poems. This is when I was 8. Joel Rheingold equals death. PS 101, Bath Beach, Brooklyn, age 8 I am. Joel Rheingold, classmate, friend. Joel, green eyes, blonde hair, just like me. That morning, whispers in the schoolyard, did you hear what happened to Joel? Run over by a car, died. Joel was playing on sidewalk, ran across street to greet his dad, coming home from work. Struck by car, white towel wrapped around his head. White towel turned red. From now on, I thought, avoid 4 and 8. Joel, J-O-E-L equals 4. Rheingold, R-E-I-N-G-O-L-D equals 8. Joel Rheingold equals death. And finally, this is the old crowd, 1940 to 1952. The old crowd is breaking up. A couple of people moved. Mendy moved to California, Povo to West Virginia. And we were graduating from elementary school, going to different junior high schools. The old team, the Beavers, is breaking up. Alan's moving out to California, and we had a party for him, his 11th birthday. Title of this is Lily Mendelson, his mother, plays My Old Kentucky Home. Lily Mendelson, Mendy's mom, big old Steinway in her living room. Mendy's 11th birthday, 1950, before they moved to California. The boys at Bay 34th Street, the team round the piano, sing away My Old Kentucky Home. Lily playing big old Steinway. I feel weak, a little dizzy. Lily, and I go to the bathroom. In the bathroom I hear My Old Kentucky Home from far away. I think this may be the last time. I return to the boys, the circle round the piano. Lily says, Bernie missed My Old Kentucky Home. Let's sing it again. Weep no more, my ladies, weep no more today, for the sun shines bright. My old Kentucky home, my old Kentucky home, far away.